Hello, this is Ernest Burley Jr., your CIA, your cool insurance agent, back at you again with some more great information on insurance. I'm a licensed insurance agent with over 30 years experience in the industry with clients all over the country in various capacities. So whether it be life insurance or long-term care insurance, auto insurance, homeowners insurance, disability insurance, business policies, church policies, um, professional liability, all different types of insurance plans, okay? So the purpose of this podcast is to educate you, to enlighten you, to empower you with clear, unbiased, um, practical information to help you make good decisions for yourself and for your family. Okay, so that's what this is all about. Great information to help you and your families make the right decisions so you can get a leg up in life. Okay, I know this stuff can be confusing and complicated at times, but we want to make it very simple and plain for you. Okay, so let's get right at the podcast. Today's podcast is titled Beneficiaries versus Wills and Trusts. That's a pretty tight topic right here. Okay, now a lot of people get confused about wills and trusts, how they work in relation to beneficiaries. So that's why I want this podcast to blast all over the country, really, because I hear a lot of confusion about how those terms work, whether they work together or whether they don't. Okay, beneficiaries, wills, and trusts. So many people that think they should list their assets in a will or a trust and give instructions on how they want those assets to be distributed after they pass. This is flawed. This is a flawed way of thinking. You say, well, Ernest, why? Why is that flawed? Because that's what I should do. I should have all of my assets listed in my will or my trust and have instructions on how I want those assets distributed. Sounds good. Not so much, okay? Because some of those assets have beneficiaries on them, right? So certain assets like life insurance, annuities, 401k plans, IRAs, TODs, which stands for transfer on death, like an investment account that has beneficiaries listed on it, or POD, that's payable on death. That's like a bank account that has a beneficiary listed on it. So beneficiary designations supersede all other documents, right? So it doesn't matter who you have listed in a will or who you have listed in a trust or what instructions you have in either one of those documents. The beneficiary is the person or the organization that's going to get the money from those particular assets that I just mentioned. So like I said, 401k plan, life insurance, annuities, things of that nature that have beneficiaries on them, beneficiaries rule, okay? So here's what I do. I do recommend that you have, I recommend you have several beneficiaries so your money goes to a person instead of ending up in your estate. So you have two primary types of beneficiaries. You have a primary beneficiary and a contingent beneficiary. The only way the contingent beneficiary receives any money is if the primary beneficiary or primary beneficiaries aren't around, right? So the primary, that's the person or those are the people that you really want to receive the funds, right? And you have to total that up to 100%. So you can split amongst several different primary beneficiaries. Now, if they aren't around, then of course you want to name contingent beneficiaries just in case that person, the primary, is not around, or all of the primaries aren't around. If you have several primaries, then the contingent beneficiary or contingent beneficiaries will receive the proceeds in that case. And you add that up to 100% there also. So you have your primary beneficiary and your contingent beneficiaries, okay? Now, here's what you don't want to do. Don't name your estate a beneficiary because that takes away one of the main benefits of, of having a beneficiary. You defeat the purpose of having a beneficiary. The main benefit, or one of the main benefits of having a beneficiary, is that that asset or those funds pass outside of probate. They don't go through the probate process. They go directly to an individual, or you can have an organization named as a beneficiary also. So if you name your estate the beneficiary, then those proceeds end up in in your estate and they go through the probate process. You don't want that ideally, okay? So the benefit of a beneficiary is escaping that probate process and the proceeds go directly to a person, okay? So some people ask about funding a trust with life insurance. Now, if you want to do that, that's simple to do. So what you do is you would secure the life insurance policy, right? So you have to create your trust, of course. So create your trust, get the life insurance policy, and name the trust, the beneficiary of the life insurance policy. So when you pass, the funds from the life insurance will go into the trust, and then the instructions you have in the trust will use the funds accordingly and say how those funds have to be distributed. So that's the way you do it. You have the life insurance, you name the life insurance policy, you name your trust, the beneficiary of the life insurance policy. And then when you pass, the funds from that life insurance policy pour into the trust. And then you have instructions that trust as to how you want those proceeds to be used and or distributed. Okay, so that's the way you do that. Okay, and you can do it at any time. Like you could have a life insurance policy, currently have beneficiaries on there, and name, create your trust later and then name the trust, the beneficiary. You can always change the beneficiaries in your life insurance policy unless you make them irrevocable, which I don't recommend that. So that's another topic altogether. But beneficiaries are revocable and changeable. You can change your beneficiaries at any time. Okay. So that's it for today's podcast. Just wanted to make sure everyone had a clear distinction on beneficiaries versus wills and trusts, because wills and trusts do not supersede beneficiaries. Beneficiaries supersede wills and trusts. Okay. That's it. So our recap is plain and simple. Know that your beneficiaries in your plan will go directly to the people that are listed in that plan. The will and or the trust have nothing to do with your beneficiaries. Okay, so that's a recap there. And the takeaway is to kind of, make sure you know why you're getting that will and that trust, and that you list the appropriate assets in that will and that trust document, and don't try to, make them compete, because it's really not going to be a competition situation. Those documents, those particular assets are going to stand alone. The life insurance, the annuities, 401k plans, IRAs, TODs, PODs, those type assets with beneficiaries are going to stand alone and won't compete with a will or trust situation, because what's in those documents, those beneficiaries, is going to go to those individuals. Best to believe that, okay? The will and the trust, totally different documents. Okay, so don't confuse the three of them: beneficiaries, wills, and trusts. Totally different. All right, I thank you guys for listening in. I thank you every week for listening and paying attention, and hopefully gleaning some information that can help you and your family, your friends, your church members, or whomever. Please share this podcast with others and ask them to share with others so we can make these podcasts go viral and help as many people as possible. If you want to contact me or reach out to me, my email address is ernestburleyjr@gmail.com. It's just my full name at Gmail. So that's ERNESTBURLEYJR@gmail.com. Or you can call my firm at 301-262-2600. Again, that's 301-262-2600. All of my podcasts are on YouTube, so please go to my YouTube channel. That's just my name, Ernest Burley Jr. Subscribe. Let's get those subscriptions up. So subscribe and ask all of your friends and family and church members to do the same thing. Say, hey, check out this guy's YouTube channel. He has a lot of different podcasts on there, and I have other segments on there, like 1-minute clips about various areas of insurance and planning and things of that nature. So I'm sure there's something in there that can help you out and help your family or church member or friends out or what have you. Okay. Appreciate y'all. Looking forward to our podcast next week. So until then, y'all take care and, be safe out there. Okay.